Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young and your migration agent here today to share this video in regards to the contents of the 132 visas. Now 132 visa is categorized as one of the business skill visa in the Australian visa system, where it actually promotes someone who has some sort of business talent. Now obviously business talent, there is a criteria where how you could prove yourself as one of the talented businessmen in order to actually migrate to Australia. Now business talent visa under the subclass 132 does have come with two streams. One is the significant business history, whereby you are required to demonstrate with your business history provided with all the taxations, financial documentation to prove your business skills. And so that's one stream, and the other stream will be under the venture capital fund stream. So today I would like to take you into actual immigration's website to go into those details, what is required and how you could possibly meet this requirement in order to migrate to Australia. Okay, so I won't speak too much anymore. Let's just jump into the website. Now, this website obviously comes from the Department of Home Affairs, Australian government. So as you can see here, we have a significant business history stream, and the other one is venture capital entrepreneur stream. So the two differences is one, required to have a very good financial background, where it says here you have a net value of at least 1.5 million lawfully acquired. So the key word here is lawfully acquired, meaning that by the policy that they require to show that the 1.5 millions are earned into your personal income, which is after tax. So whether or not there's a percentage of tax you pay, or the region or country that you're in is no tax, or whatever the certain criteria of your business category is tax-free or exemption, you're required to demonstrate with those lawful documentations. Okay. Now you need to have an annual business turnover at least 3 million Australian dollar for at least 2 of the 4 fiscal year immediately before you get invited. So the key here is obviously you need to have audited financial statements and within the last 4 years, and pick the best 2. Now these statements can be combined with 2 businesses in order to meet that 3 million turnover. Okay, now the last one is that a total net asset of 400,000 as the ownership interest in one or more of the qualifying business for at least 2 or 4 fiscal years. So in the financial statement under the balance sheet with your shareholding percentage, the business asset of your percentage has to be at least 400k Australian dollars. So if you can meet those requirements, obviously you are you're eligible to lodge this visa. Now the best part about this visa is that it gives you permanent residency straight away. Okay, so both these two streams give you permanent residency straight away. Now the other one, the venture capital, you can see here there's not much to see here. Basically the reason is that all the other requirements can be exempt. That meaning that English, age, financial background, that's all can be exempt, as long as let's read this out. This visa is for people who have sourced venture capital funding from a member of the Australian Investment Council, AIC, formerly known as Australian Private Equity and Venture Capital Association Limited, FCAL. This visa let you operate new or existing business in Australia. So meaning that whatever the idea, business or innovative project that you have, it's set it up in Australia. Obviously you need to hold a certain percentage of that project or entity or business, and then it actually get agreed to be funded for at least $1 million Australian dollars by a venture capital fund. Okay, as long as you can meet that requirements, you can lodge a permanent residency straight away as well. Now let's go into the detail of these two streams. So I will click those out and let's get into those pages. So basically the requirement will be the same. It has to be nominated. Obviously it has to be nominated. Business acumen and ambitions basically meant here you have to be a successful business career. Basically if you can demonstrate with those financial statements, it could actually show that you have been successful. Well, the other part to argue this criteria is that you cannot have any adverse information about your past business affairs. So for example, you have been in bankruptcies or fraud, whatever, that will not be counted as a successful business career. Okay, you genuinely decide to manage the business. Obviously that's pretty obvious. Own a substantial part of the business, so you need to own at least I'll say 30%, but if the business a listed company, you have to own at least 10%. Okay, again, 1.5 asset lawfully acquired. That's being explained. Now here, just to be expanded more, it can include personal and you and your partner, who is your spouse, can count it together and available to transfer into Australia within the 2 years after the grant of the visa. Okay, so it doesn't require, once they granted you the visa, it doesn't require you to actually immediately transfer the money. You could wait, don't wait for 2 years. Anyway, it just gives you the buffer to actually allow you to set up business if that's going to be a new business, and the money will come in. It doesn't have to be coming in one shot. It can be coming in different timing as well. Now, annual turnover, which we have covered that already. So obviously the ownership interest, most of people will have business turnover more than 400,000, obviously, because you need to hit 3 million, so you need to have at least a 30%. That's what I've said previously. Now, total net asset of 400k, that's explained as well. So they actually expanded to both you and your partners. So the asset that you and your partner own, with that share percentage, the ratio to be business asset has to be at least 400k. Now, functional English, well, if you don't have it, that's fine, you can waive it, but you need to pay for a second VAC. Now, let's jump into the venture capital entrepreneurial stream. Now, eligibility, again, to be nominated, that's everybody has to be that. Now, again, you have to have the business acumen and ambition, so you must demonstrate that you have that. Well, it's pretty obvious. You apply a visa, obviously you got to do the business. So direct and continuous involvement, day-to-day management, substantial interest, that's again 30%. Meet our venture capital requirements, so that's explained. So obviously, whatever the business or project or idea or innovative ideas that you have pop up with, you need to set it up into whatever the partnership, company, limited, as long as it's lawful and the project is attractive enough to have a member of venture capital fund to actually agree to fund you and invest into your project at least $1 million. As long as that's met, you could actually apply for permanent residency. So business development expand. So what sort of business can fit in there? The idea or innovative projects can be business development, expansion of business, commercializing a product, early phase of startup of a business. So as long as that's all be met, that's all good. Now, as you can see here, the venture capital entrepreneurial stream is very, very limited. The criteria is very, very limited. The reason, the hard part is the negotiation of your project that is good enough to actually attract and agree by a venture capital fund to fund you $1 million. So that's the actual hard part of the business of this model. But as long as these can be met, that your permanent residency could be granted within whatever the processing time. Now, generally nowadays, due to the global financial restructure, well, I can tell, if you're a business, well, you can tell that every government around the world are restructuring their taxations, financial structures around the nation. So Australia is the same, so the processing time is a bit lengthy. I would say if it's going to be a significant business stream, history stream, will be around about 12 to 18 months. Now, the venture capital stream will be around 6 to 12. So again, if you do have any further questions, more than welcome to leave a comment, email me, contact me on any type of whatever the app or whatever you're using, or leave the comment. I can reply back to you. And if you do like our video, please consider to go to our Facebook page, give us a thumbs up, and also subscribe to our YouTube channels. And if you could tick the little bell at the side, once we have a new news coming out, or whatever the visa that's coming out, strategies, you will be the first to be actually accept those information. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.